So new review for you guys today. We're talking about the upcoming film, The Way Back. So this actually seemed like a really interesting film, especially coming from a director such as Gavin O'Connor, who's brought us some really good films over the years, especially Warrior, which is a really great MMA film. If you haven't checked it out, it's really underrated in my opinion. And also The Accountant, a really interesting crime, drama, action film, also starring Ben Affleck, which I'm still waiting for a sequel for. Whether they do it or not, I'm really hoping we get a sequel. So in The Way Back, Ben Affleck's character is a former high school basketball star whose career unfortunately went off the rails due to alcoholism. However, he's offered the coaching job at his alma mater, causing him to confront his demons while possibly leading him down the path to redemption. This definitely is a story that hits very close to home with Ben Affleck, as he's very publicly battled alcoholism, much like his character in the film. And I think that's partially why, at least, his character feels so authentic. I think this is definitely one of the best portrayals Ben Affleck's put to screen. It's definitely a really great performance for him. I was really impressed just because it's so different from the wide array of films that he's done before. It just felt so raw when we start the film where he's basically at rock bottom and you see the trials and tribulations his character goes throughout the entire film. It's very interesting. It's actually kind of subverts the genre in a sense, just when it comes to the whole redemption arcs and these kind of sports films. I think that's what gives this movie an edge over many films in the genre, is its realism, because it doesn't really try to do anything too over the top with its storytelling. It's very straightforward and it's actually very compelling, even though sometimes it does get a little bit predictable. I felt very compelled to Ben Affleck and his story as he's coaching this basketball team, especially because of the fact that the actual kids on the team, although they do sometimes fall into that stereotypical roles because each of them have like one or two character traits, they actually are very good actors. I actually have to commend them that they actually all were really good in the roles that they were given, even if they didn't have too much screen time. It's also very interesting that this film isn't a straight up redemption movie and isn't a straight up basketball movie either. It kind of just perfectly blends the genres together, and that's really cool that they do that. It's a give and take pretty much throughout the entire movie, where one moment Ben Affleck's happy, he's doing better in life, the team is doing well, and then certain things don't go a certain way, and then Ben Affleck reverts back to his old habits of going to the bar and getting shit-faced and having to be dragged back to his home like plastered. It's really just up and down the whole movie. It pulls on your heartstrings. There's moments where you're cheering and then others where you're basically on the verge of crying, just because some of the stuff that goes on in this movie, it's really emotional actually. Just as the backstory of Ben Affleck kind of unravels throughout the movie, they give you little tidbits here and there, but once you get like the full backstory of why Ben Affleck's the way he is, it's actually very sad, and I really have to give credit to the really good screenplay, just because it weaves in and out of all of these highs and lows so effectively, and I think that's what makes this a very interesting watch. As far as negatives go, really, I can't really think of too many. If anything, they're really kind of just gripes in the fact that, like, we see, like, way too many scenes of Ben Affleck cracking open beers, and it just gets kind of monotonous after a while, because, of course, he is a raging alcoholic, but I think it's kind of just implied after a while. We don't really need to see him have, like, 500 shower beers, because there's like so many scenes of Ben Affleck like drinking beers while in the shower. It just starts to get weird after a while, just because of how many times it happens. You'll see what I mean if you see the film at least. But yeah, overall, I actually thought this was a very good drama. I think if you like redemption stories or you like sports movies, there's definitely a little bit here for each of the genres if you're a fan of either one. Ben Affleck, I think this is probably one of the best performances he's given in a very long time, if not ever. This is definitely a performance I think should maybe get some award consideration. It is only March, though, so we'll see if it lasts that long or if it gets lost in the shuffle. But either way, this is a very strong performance from Ben Affleck. I hope he continues to do more of these kind of roles in the future, because I think it really suits him. But let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of the film when you check it out? Do you like it? Did you not like it? Also, what is your favorite Ben Affleck movie? Because there's so many to choose from. Sadly, obviously, he's no longer Batman. You know, take it as you will if you're a fan of Batman or not. I've always liked him as Batman. But, you know, either way, I mean, he has so many other films in his resume. I'm just curious because I'm sure many people have many different answers. But thank you as always for checking out my reviews. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep updated with my reviews, show reactions, unboxings, and more. But the next time, I'll see you guys later.